Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Merry Christmas! Woo! So, ta-da! This actually doesn't really fit me. I've had it for a couple of years, I think. Let's see. I don't want to mess up my makeup, or like I don't want my foundation to get on a hat, so this is the best I can do. How do I do it? That would do. And you're like my Tonakai. How do you say that in English? I don't know. My husband is like, you gotta, you know, check that first, the vocabulary. But anyway, I feel like I had it better. But anyway, reindeer. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Do I look good enough for you? Okay. So, hi. Hi, Yoko. Hello. Happy 6th day, Hanukkah, and Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Day today here. Yeah, Christmas Eve is huge here. And after that, the actual Christmas Day is not really celebrated here in Japan. Because people, I don't know what it is. It's all about the eve, because the big day is coming and you spend the day with usually like your loved ones, not really family. Like if you have little children, then that's family, but grown-ups usually like I don't know, like late teenagers or people in the 20s, they usually go on a date, even like married couples like us, we go on a date and go to movies or go to restaurants or eat KFC at home, and they then do what? And eat some alcohol and cake, the whole entire cake. We eat that. But anyway, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Yoko-san. I hope you and your family are all doing well. Thank you. We are doing well. Lots of lots of gifts. I mean, presents exchange going on, and it's interesting. It really is different on, like, it depends on what kind of culture you grew up with, or what kind of involvement you're in. So sometimes I see on my Twitter feed, my friends, like my gamer friends that are young, they send each other like brands bag and so on, or wallet or purse or watch, that sort of like very expensive stuff to each other. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like I didn't see that before, like growing up, but yeah, I see that often lately. Happy holidays, Yoko. Happy holidays. I have to say, Merry Shwanza. Was it merry or happy? I don't remember. But that's what political correctness does to you. Political correctness gets rid of your vocabulary and you come up with something else, and that often doesn't make sense. So, yep. Anyway. Ohio, Ohio. Does it rain? Not rain, snow in Ohio, I wonder. Merry Christmas, Yoko. May the spirit of traditional Japan stay strong. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Christmas vibes, yes. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. I want a KFC but settled on Chick-fil-A instead. I've never heard of that before. Um, I did a lot of research here, and you know how the ranking of the Japanese, no, not Japanese, like American or overseas fast food chains here in Japan. What do you think is the like what fast food company do you think has the most restaurants in Japan? Oh, that was a huge sentence to to make in my head. Uh, Fast food in Japan. What do you think is the biggest here? Like not the money, but the number of restaurants or whatever the place. What do you think is the biggest here? Merry Christmas, Yoko. Merry Christmas. Nice to see you all here. What is Shwanza? Never heard of it before. I know. I actually had to look it up because I'm not a native speaker of English. So, like, maybe there's a new thing that I didn't know. Turns out, like, there's no hit except for like Nancy Pelosi mocked instantly and stuff like that. KFC? No, it's not KFC. The biggest chain in Japan. Which fast food chain has the most restaurants? McDonald's or KFC? Oh, KFC. Oh, KFC is popular. A and W. I've never heard of it. Or Starbucks. It's actually McDonald's. KFC only comes in the third place. So McDonald's, that's like, if I remember correctly, it was 2,900 restaurants in Japan. And then the second place is so-called Mossburger. I know Moss sounds weird, but it's not the Moss that you think of. It's the abbreviation of mountain, ocean, and the sun. Yeah, I did a research, so I remember well. But yeah, so McDonald's, and then it's McDonald's like nearly 30, no 3,000, right? And then Mossburger is like on the 10,000 something, and then KFC. But Starbucks is actually, there are so many Starbucks, so like equal to somewhere around there. And the thing that's interesting to me, especially now, is that young people, like teenagers and those who are in their 20s, they like to go to McDonald's and Starbucks all the time. Like that's their thing. Like that's their fashionable thing for some reason. Like it's not the same as you. It's not the same for you there, especially in America or Europe or whatever. Over here, McDonald's, it's a foreign thing. Starbucks, it's a fashionable. I think Starbucks is pretty much the same in America too, but it's like a fashionable, trendy thing. Trendy place, like a cool place that you want to brag about. It's interesting that there was a time that I was really close to this conservative leaning magazine here in Japan. And then one of the editors, like those who are behind the editing, he was saying that our political magazines, especially on the conservative side, it's something that only like older, like my parents' age fathers read. Like it's meant for, like it's not meant for older guys, but older men tend to read the conservative like political magazines. And one of the editors wanted to make it popular among young people, so that like they were trying to change the cover of the magazines to be fashionable. So they try, like it was interesting to see that actually, that they kept changing the what you call, like a layout, like trying to include like anime style, and making the letters pop with bright colors. Like they tried many things, but it didn't work out though. But the intention, like the image that they had, was that make it as fashionable as possible so that people can, like even women, can carry the magazine to to as a fashion. Just like young young women, they like to hold the Starbucks cups in public to show off, like, yeah, I'm fashionable. So that's what they tried to do with political magazines, but it didn't work out, and it went back to the old style. So that was interesting. Okay, let's see. Sorry, my noses are a little running. Like, I always come to this stream right after shower, so that's why, like, my body temperature shifts, and I get lots of, like, runny nose. How big is ringer hut in Japan? I liked it when I had it. It's popular. Yes, it's not that big, but at least in my area, Fukuoka Prefecture, I see that a lot. Yes. Yeah, in my parents, like in the neighborhood of my parents' house, and there's some like around here. Yeah. I don't think I see that in Tokyo when I visit. Not sure how, because like what was interesting is that when I looked up KFC just for the season, I read, I think it was from their website, but it said that so they have over a bit over 1,000 restaurants in Japan, right? And 300, so it's like one third of the whole KFC chain, like restaurants here in Japan. 300, over 300 are like they're in around Tokyo area, and others are and they are directly managed, and others are franchise, and it's spread in Japan like locally. So what that means is that Tokyo people get to eat KFC a lot. Another thing, though, when it comes to fast food chain, I think of is that people Uber nowadays, like especially young kids. Yeah, they I know it because I watch lots of gamer streams, like gaming streams, and they often like end the stream saying like, "Oh, I have to Uber McDonald's," and then they finish the stream. So I know how their life works, like that. Like it's interesting how people's living are now different. Yeah, 10 points for me. Yeah, maybe I should do a quiz. Yeah, quiz event today, maybe. I should ask you guys instead. I like sushiro. Yeah, sushiro is the best. When I was living in Kansai area, there was this chain called Kappazushi. And it was so good, when I was in university. But there's one in my area here, and it's awful. It's like garbage. I never want to go there again. But sushiro, good. Good, good, good. Oh my gosh, Rana Miyoko Christmas special. Yes. I don't know what to do though. The reason earlier, I think prior to like a week ago or so, maybe, like I asked you guys what kind of Christmas songs you like, just so that I asked that to see if I can cover Christmas music, but time passed more like faster than I thought. So no covers, but yeah, it's dumb. おじいちゃん Grandpa. Sorry. My husband just did some stretch. I spit a little bit now because it's funny. My husband stretched a little, and I heard his bones crack. Every time he moves. Like, are you breaking or something? Yeah, domino is popular, very popular, but it's expensive, and they're very small, so I don't get to eat. I eat like Japanese kinds, but domino sometimes does campaigns, like order this much and then you get free, like this much of free stuff. And then they tried so hard that they couldn't actually produce all the orders. So like they had to shut down the campaign immediately. So then people bashed Domino. And there was like a lots of, like, if you Google that, maybe there's some information, but yeah, there was some tragedy regarding Domino recently, but they keep challenging themselves though, so that's interesting. Probably of two McDonald's in one location is high. Oh, yeah, that happens often. But that happens the most with, I think, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven exists in Japan. It's huge. It's my most favorite convenience store in Japan. We have 7-Eleven, Family Mart, what's the one nearby? Lawson and なんか近くのなんだっけえジェリー山崎なんか黄色いやつなんだっけMini stop. And yeah, we have lots of kinds from 7-Eleven. They are so good with the products that they come up with. Like it's the best, like delicious foods, and they know how to advertise too, and they know the market very well, and it's actually tastes good. So then 7-Eleven sometimes, like, there's one and there's another, like, right close to each other. But I guess that it happens because like a franchise. Is that franchise, like the manager just buys the place and does the business there using the name of 7-Eleven, and of course it's 7-Eleven, but not directly managed. So then the competition happens for the reason, for them. But it's interesting. Have you tried McDonald's cherry blossom burger and shake? It looks interesting. In the spring season? Yeah. No, I've never had any. Like, I rarely go to McDonald's. I don't remember the last time that I went. But my husband likes their breakfast set. And if you go in the morning, you can order muffin, and it's or bagel, not bagel. It's muffin, I believe. It's like a I can't explain it, but morning set. He likes it, but I wake up very late, so he never gets to go there. But sometimes, when we are in Tokyo, and sometimes he says like, "Oh, I want to eat McDonald's," but doesn't happen though, because we usually go to like very ethnic style restaurants for lunch, because it's available in Tokyo, not here. So we go to stuff like that. So he never gets to have McDonald's. But cherry blossom theme is very common though for McDonald's or fast food chains, and also Starbucks. They use like sakura, the cherry blossom image on their cup and so on. So yeah, that's the same in the US. I have cousins who just want to go to Starbucks because everyone else goes. They can't have coffee, but they will get lattes. Yes. What's wrong with that? Like, so I look at all the pictures that young people post on Twitter and Instagram, and the only thing that they order is something sweet, or like latte style, like with milk and so on. And they never have black coffee. Coffee shops, you can tell if the shop is good or not if you drink the black one, right? They never taste that. I'm like, I don't think that they are attracted to coffee, they are attracted to just the brand. So, and they can't even drink coffee because they don't know the taste yet. They're still young. It's only like, I think I was in the late 20s that I started to learn the taste of coffee finally. that a little sourness and bitterness and the mixture of that. Like there's the ratio that you like, and I'm like the buzz, like the tongue on the tongue. You feel the flavor, and you can only experience that only after you're used to good taste, or after you just hit the certain age, I think. So yeah, it's that's interesting. Santa Toko. I'm Yoko, but Santa Yoko. Yes. As I wrote on Twitter, there are many Santa Clauses here in Japan that are Americans. So I don't talk to many Americans here in Japan, because they are all busy. They have their own like real work. But I realized that they are actually Santa in disguise of English teachers and experts and stuff like that. It's so weird. And all the costume matches them very well. Like they look real. Like I've never seen the real Santa, of course, and I don't know, and I know that people on the left side now says that Santa was actually a penguin or whatever that they come up with. So the race, I'm not sure, and I don't know what exactly is the Santa image, but my impression is like white guy, right, from Europe or whatever. And yeah, so my friends, like older generation though, they become Santa. And my Facebook, it's not Twitter, it's Facebook because it's older generation. So my Facebook feed is lots of Santa. I love it. I love it. Mhm. Merry Christmas. You look elegant as always. Thank you. I tried so hard with this furry thing, and this body is doing a good job too. I love this, so cute. Um, actually, uh, this is something else, but I have a little note here, by the way. Can you see my husband's writing here? This he counted the possible English names for himself. I asked on Twitter what you guys think of my husband, like his English name. His name Hidetoshi is supposed to be easy. As you guys said, there are many Hides that are known worldwide, like Hide from soccer, or Hide from X Japan, Hide from I think there was one more. But so people are supposed to be able to say that, but from when my husband introduces himself to for the first time to like foreigners, people tend to have they struggle with pronunciation, like hi, I'm Hide, he says, and they're like he they he the. So I'm like, yeah, and he gives them the name card, like business name card, and then they get confused because it's spelled hide, Hide. So yeah. But then also we counted your replies, and actually is Tosh got the most votes. So we were like, oh, it's not Hide, it's the Toshi one, and then it should be the nickname. Like it doesn't happen in like our nickname culture. So that was very interesting. Oh, my nose is running. Um, let's see. Oh, more comments, lots of comments. I should hurry. Wait, sorry, I'm reading. Hello, Merry Christmas, oh, Merry Christmas. I wish I would have, I wish I decorated my place. Sorry, I didn't do that. It's the Christmas day today here. People are gonna get rid of Christmas decorations soon, very, very soon, like today or tomorrow, I think, because Eve is a big day for us, as I said. And like shopping mall and so on, they're gonna keep the decorations until the end of the year, but the very end, I think like the 30th or 31st, they're gonna change that decoration into Shinto style very quickly. And then so when the year starts or begins, we have all the traditional Japanese style, like the atmosphere changes so like massively and quickly. It's very interesting. We are busy, celebrating like Christian things and then Buddhism style on the very last day of the year, with the bell. We hit the bell at temples or watch that on TV, and then the new year comes, and then all of a sudden it's Shinto style and we visit shrines and so on. And like it's one after another and very, very busy time. But yes. Okay. Let's see. Is Japanese feminism as annoying as Korean or American feminism? Yes. Yes, but their power has shrunk, because they've become much older than they used to be. Like, it's powerful when young women are stating their opinion, but nobody wants to listen to grandmas, right? So, like, I I don't mean to be mean, but it's just the harsh reality that, yeah. And young people nowadays seems to have a decent understanding in things, like common sense. Like people have common sense. It's very interesting. Like I don't know why it happens. Yeah. Hmm. And I think the right now, especially like Japanese people, if you look at Japanese people, so around my age, when we were younger, so that means like in the 90s or early 2000, our fashion trend was very like I don't know, it was very masculine in a way. Like it's very powerful, energetic because the economy was good compared to now. Even though our bubble exploded in the early 90s. Was it in 1990 or 1991 or something like that? I don't know. I was a kid, so I don't know. But like so back then we had bubble. No, that was the collapse of Soviet Union. But somewhere around there, like this around the same period of time, our bubble, there was like our economy was in bubble and then it exploded, and then of course we then our economy declined, but still economy got going. And so in the meantime our culture was very energetic, and so women would wear like very mini skirts and they would show their skin, and young girls like in high school or university or maybe in early 20s, they would dye their hair to like blonde or some sort and it get tanned like a Californian girls or something. Massive makeup, and there was a thing we called them just gal or yamamba. And but yeah, it was different time. So back then I think it was easier for women, like, yeah, we're gonna stand in the society like men and work as hard as them and earn the money as much as as much as they do. But today the economy is bad, and it's ironically like women are working more because the economy is bad. Like we have no choice but to work. But the culture, the people's attitudes are more like soft and they're rather like going inward. So it's very different. So now I think it's difficult for feminists culturally to go like, yeah, we're gonna work, we're gonna defeat men. Like it's nobody has that power or energy today. So that's one aspect that I see. And I don't know about American ones though. But rather than like I don't hear feminism anymore. I Because women in general, like Japan is a conservative country. culturally speaking. But the thing about our conservatism is that women are strong, just in a different way from Western culture. Like women in Western culture, they want to be equal as men, but over here in Japan, we have our own role as a woman, and we also want to have other things too. But I think the Japanese women just know that we are stronger than men in reality, like at home, it's the females, it's the wife or mother that has the wallet of the house. So does the finance of the house. I don't, because I'm weird. My husband is more responsible for financial things because yeah, I'm too lazy. But women in general, here, they do all the finance at home, and they educate the kids, and they while educating the kids, they educate their husband too. And I don't know, they're powerful here in our conservatism. So yeah, yeah, my husband is doing something, I don't know what. When I'm on my stream, my husband is always in the kitchen or somewhere and making noises. And I'm like, what are you doing? I always get distracted. you know, here's what about my husband. He has a short temper and short attention span. So he can't just sit still. He has to move forward 24/7, or else he goes like, like he's like, oh, something needs to happen there, and he goes in a weird mood. I have to listen to that all the time. But anyway, yes, let's hurry and read your comments. Merry Christmas, Yoko and Hitoshi. Yes, Merry Christmas. Mostly young generation like fast food, right? Yes, because it's fun, right? Merry Christmas, Yoko. Merry Christmas. In my area, people use DoorDash to get McDonald's and Taco Bell, which is ridiculous. Go to the drive-thru yourself. I know drive-thru is very easy, right? Mm. I used to love drive-thru when I was a kid because it's like a little attraction, like a in a theme park or something. Yeah, it's so cool. By the way, our restaurants like fast food chains or even convenience store on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, people are wearing this hat because we have, or even shopping malls too. I think the people wants to create the Christmas vibe, and yeah, even like all older generation have to do it. So it's funny. What university did you attend and what did you major in? I went to Kansai Gaidai. I don't know the exact English name, but Kansai Gaidai. It used to be very, like, as for language studies, it used to be good, but now the level is going down. And I don't want to even say the name of my university because the level is just lower now. And it's a private university. It's not national, so of course, like business wise, it can change because the problem of Japanese universities is that sometimes when universities don't do well, like private ones, when they don't do well, they um just take in whoever they can. They lower their standards and welcome people to hold the number that they want to hold. And the worst scenario is that they welcome exchange students. It doesn't have to be Japanese, it can be exchange students. So many come from China. And the rest of the how it goes, like it can create problems. And actually my university, that I graduated from, I think that they have Confucius Institute there. So that's awful. But yes, like university have Confucius Institute still here in Japan, and that's one problem. And my major was, of course, in English. So it was when I was studying for high school. So in Japan, we have to uh, um, private school. If you want to attend private schools, of course, it starts with elementary school and so on. Junior high and high school, and it goes on. But for me, like I was a ordinary person, so I went to just public. Um, Elementary school and then junior high school, and then to go to the public junior high school, I had to take exams. It's just how it is here. So for that, I went to cram school because I was busy doing kendo during junior high school, and I didn't study much. And my grade was not bad, but I knew I was smarter or I should try harder. So I started to go to cram school thanks to the financial help of my parents. And I went starting from the spring of the last year of junior high school. So when I was 15. And and then the cram school teacher, the English teacher, was so funny that I listened to his class very passionately. Then boom, my grade went up and my English skills like went so much better. And then my, of course, like when you do well, you want to get better. So I started to study English harder. And then I had I found a boy from America, like a pimple, but like my internet boyfriend, like what you have to experience when you are young. But so that helped. And so I started to study English so hard, at the age of 15. And that's when I started to use the internet on a daily basis too. So rather than doing other subjects, I focused on English, and that's where I wanted to go. So the only other subjects that I was good at were only Japanese, the national language. So, and the rest I didn't gain other knowledge because I was too lazy and I was just distracted by English, because American English to my teenage years sounded so cool that I had to study like as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Like I was just passionate. So that's what I was doing. And then so when I studied for university, to get into that like exams, entrance exams, I looked for universities where I can only like the only exams I take is English or with Japanese. So two subjects only. Usually people have to take like 5 to 7 or whatever, especially if you're going to national or public ones. And it really depends on the time and the area or the kind of schools. I can't generally speak about it, but like my husband, for example, went to like a national university, but he did in a unique way too. But anyway, for me, it was English and Japanese, and that's how I enrolled in my university. So yeah, now you can write my resume for me. Pentatonix Christmas song. Pentatonic? Whoa. What? Kaitenzushi in Kansai now is probably Daiki Suisan. Never heard. Orthodox Christians like me and my wife celebrate Christmas on January 7th. Cool. That's Russia? But でもオーソドックスって書いてあるよ。I see. That's cool. The whole controversy about like when Jesus Christ was born, like I'm not too familiar, so I don't know. Oh yeah, so Ukraine used to be that, same as Russia, but now they are celebrating Christmas like now to be on the side of Europe. And that was a huge news here. Sarmala, they are extremely aggressive in South Korea. Google them. Surmala. Usually, what's big in South Korea politically, like the from the left side, is backed up by CCP. That's my hunch. Huh? Do I have to say like right South Korea? I don't. Uh, I can't get hits somehow, but I should look that up. 7-Eleven was owned by Southland Corp, a Japanese company. Yeah, I used to think that 7-Eleven was a Japanese company when I was growing up, and I realized that it's not the case. Like I still don't know. So it used to be. Did you know 7-Eleven was originally from Texas and it was partially bought out by Japan because they thought the numbers were lucky. Isn't it 7 to 11 time wise? Like the time that they were open? 違うよ。えテキサスでオリジナリーって書いてある。本当 ?7-Eleven was it started in Japan? なんかそうだから自分はそう思っとったんよ。ちっちゃい時は。でも今なんか違うじゃん。Historical disputes going on in my house right now. 7-Eleven. If you look that up, what do I get? It says Japanese store chain. イトーヨーカドー but そう、セブンワイでしょ、今なんか。どうなOh, so Japan bought the. Yeah, it was bought by Japan, it says. Very original was in America, right? Dallas. Dallas だって。And Lawson is from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. I can't even read. Originally. Huh? Lawson, really? I thought that the name, because of the name, it sounded like a made up words by Japanese, Lawson. Wow, many things I don't know. 7-Eleven is good in Hawaii also, but too basic in mainland US. Japan has the best 7-Elevens I've ever been to. Yes, it's really, really good. Like they have, of course, the variety of products there, from food to drinks and alcohol and snacks and sweets and this and sanitary things too, and magazines. Like they have everything, basically. Even I think like battery and electricity stuff too, like cables and so on, like and notebooks. They have a lot of stuff. Starbucks has very high calorie drinks. Yes, that's why I don't drink their stuff. Like except for like black coffee. Like do you say black coffee or straight? Like I mean that's why I need to live in the US for a while, like I am right now speaking English, but I don't know the like day-to-day expressions, Yeah, it is a good name. Thank you. A lot of the Christmas traditions in Santa mythologies come from Norse pagan mythology. Interesting. Last night, by the way, on Christmas Eve, we somehow watched Pinocchio. Yeah. It was like it made us very emotional, it was like I was like tearing up watching that Pinocchio. It was so cute, and it's amazing that they did that with, I think they just shot one by one, like the frame by frame. I don't know. Merry Christmas. You wrote Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Would it be inappropriate to video the Shinto style decorations which come after Christmas decorations? To video the Shinto style? No. Like film? It's okay. Serbian Orthodox Christmas typically has a chestnut with a coin inside the bread, and whoever gets the coin will be lucky and blessed for the rest of the year. Oh, that's fun! I like traditions like that. It's really good. Like, yeah, good fortune, good luck is very important, you know, for Christmas for you, but for us it's the new year, you know. So Japanese New Year, we I think we have for like a week. Yeah, and then we eat the certain thing to end up. But yeah, so the New Year days we eat all these stuff, all the foods that we traditionally eat on New Year's Day here in Japan are based on the puns of good luck. Like, let's say for example, like there like lots of fish, you know, like small fish, but they're of course cooked and so on, and there are many there, and you eat that so that your offsprings will prosper and that sort of things. And there are black black small beans, very sweet and it's delicious, but it's for like you work hard because beans in our words it's mame, and so like if you are beanie, that's like working hard. Like in a, it's not very hard, it's like precisely and in a small steps, and so it's perfect and so on. So yeah, we have all the puns, so that's the kind of food that we eat, and we never talk about bad stuff, you know. Of course there are usually every year somebody like elder generation, like in the 80s or 90s, somebody, I don't know how, but somebody always dies on the New Year's Day or the second day eating mochi rice cake. You know how it's very sticky and it caught. You know how older people has a have a hard time, you know, chunking down and then also swallowing. So yeah, somebody always dies. So like we always send a warning, like, you know, make sure that the food you eat is small and that you don't try too hard. But yeah, so but anyway, so we have like bad strategies like that too, but usually we don't talk about negative things when the year kicks off, and we eat all the good stuff that invites fortune. So but traditionally I think of course our new year used to start in today's February or so. So yeah, anyway, late 80s, early 90s for Japan, I think. Yeah, bubble. It was 1991. So my, uh, I remembered it right. Speculative market bust. America also had a speculation burst in 1987. Ooh. Isn't it interesting that Japan and America are so, like, we have experienced like the same things or the similar things for the past decades, and I think that that makes us similar, you know, culture wise or society wise. Our standards are the same, you know, living standards and our cultural values and so on nowadays, especially like if you come here, of course our, you know, like our culture is different, but still it's way similar compared to other countries. So, or else like if it's not, if it was too different, then I wouldn't be as attracted to America as I am today, I think. So yeah. Taco Bell may win the franchise wars. Really? The YouTube link explains. Man, I wish Taco Bell was here. It's not here, right? I never see that. I see Burger King and so on. Or what's that? I can't remember. I don't go to that sort of restaurant, so I can't remember the name. But yeah, there's some here. Same things happens here with the university in the US. Oh, do you and your husband plan on having kids since you brought up the role of stay-at-home mother? Is adoption a taboo to you? It's not a taboo. It's something that traditionally what Japanese people used to do because family and family tree is very very important for Japanese, and that's why we are really nervous when it comes to our emperor. So like it's the same bloodline from the very beginning, like the origin of Japan. So it's for thousands of years, it's over 2000 years we have kept the same bloodline and the same family tree. So um uh, so back in the day, of course, it was not the medical field was not as developed. So people like gave each other's children to maintain or sustain the house, or what we call ie. So yeah, it's something that traditionally what we used to do. Lately there are lots of problems with rights, the rights of children and so forth. And there are many problems of parents nowadays that come to the light. So it's not as, I don't know what people think of adoption today though. But yeah, but me and my husband, yeah, we're just wishing to have one day. I'm not young though, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But it's a blessing, like it's partially science, but at the end of the day, it's about the timing and everything, and it's not in my control, in my opinion. Like some things can be explained with science, but and I think we are going to the direction of that. But I don't know, like weird things happen in our world. So I don't force things, I just let it be. I let it be. I let it be. Someone said that my husband's English name should be John, just so that we can be John and Yoko. That was the funniest comment. You could easily teach English in any school. No, I don't think so. Like the basic grammar of English is still difficult for me. Like when I am writing tweets, I always stop and look up the sentences that I write, and then I'm like, is it or the, or is it on or in or and I get confused, and sometimes I delete the whole thing and don't post. So yeah, so difficult. Barrier, the barrier to be an English teacher is so low she could run an entire department easily. What? Crazy. Hi Yoko, greetings to all from the country of the living sky. The majority of Japanese couples, typically 60 to 70%, are wed in non-religious Christian ceremonies. Yeah, it's Christian, but and we do believe just like a certain extent, but we don't fully know everything. So yeah, this makes Christian wedding the most influential, yes, aspects of Christianity in contemporary Japan, says Wikipedia. How about Christmas celebration? Is it as much of a business as celebration of Christmas? 10 minutes to go, my husband says. Uh we do celebrate, and when I was growing up, just like the children in like overseas, like I believed in Santa, that it was in fact my parents, leaving the Christmas presents like next to my pillow. That's what we do, next to our pillows, instead of under the Christmas tree. Sometimes nowadays I think that people just exchange or give presents to the kids, but when I was growing up, that was the thing. Like when I was sleeping, I think like we imagine that even though we don't have a chimney, Santa Claus comes into our house. That's like trespassing, but they come, leave the presents, and then leave. And then the next day we're like, "Whoa, Santa was here!" And when I was kid, I have good memories of when I was younger. When I was toddlers even. So I remember talking to my friends like 4 or 5 years old or 6, 7 or something like that. Like, yeah, Santa was here. Like that was our conversation. So yeah, but of course, companies, corporations, they are just looking for any opportunity to make money with. So it's a mixture of everything, I think. What is kendo? You've seen Star Wars? It's like Japanese fencing, but not really fencing. It's more about the energy and that sort of things. But it's a sword, like wooden sword, and you do. Ah. I love kendo. I don't like to train, but I like the matches because I win. And also it's just good, when you do kendo, you hit each other. You are protected with the gear, but you hit each other. Somehow the pain kind of feels good, like, yeah. I think that's how I lost like the common thing as a human. But it's true though, like experts say that it's kind of like, so our senses are very sharp, right, as animals basically. But if you're hit many times, you kind of get used to it and get numb. So that's partially the purpose, I guess. And then also you yell or scream when you move or like make a move, and hit the opponent. And then you focus. So like, after I grew up, I don't get a chance to scream or yell, use my big voice. So I'm frustrated all the time. I used to yell all the time when I was a kid, but now it's all political correctness and matureness as adults. And so I'm physically frustrated. And it's not the moving body part. I want to like I want to scream, so I can't. But when I was younger, it was so cool. I just did kendo and I could release all my frustrations, so that was good. And it worked well to form my like concentration and so on too. So yeah, kendo is awesome. Yes. Movies reference above have message built in that you have to discover. What? You was doing kendo martial art in high school. I did a little bit in high school too, but I quit after a few months because I wanted to focus on my studies. Like my grades were good in high school, and I was annoyed that my kendo time was stealing the time of my study time. But then it turns out that sorry, it turns out that it's better when you're distracted, so that you actually have a good balance of doing things. That when you get rid of all the obstacles, you don't do anything. So yeah, so I stopped studying. But yeah. Okay. You speak good English. Thank you so much. I try. イトーヨーカドーがサウスランド社を買収したんだよ。なるほど。I get it now. Yeah, okay. Let's skip. イトーヨーカドーの社員の中には重きしてるあ、なるほどね。なるほどね。Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year! Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We only say Happy New Year when the year comes in Japan, by the way. So that's very interesting. Yeah. Black coffee. Okay. punk rock song called 7-Eleven Nachos, which is also featured in the movie. Okay, can't wait to see the new Super Mario Bros. Movie. Oh yes, that's gonna be released next year. I want to go see Avatar 2. I I asked if you guys are gonna watch it, and many people didn't like it, so that was funny. Even the director was saying, like, he was talking about the environment, so that's like a leftist agenda basically. So that was a turn off. But what he said was like he's wishing that the whole world becomes like a family. And that's so Japanese, which was bashed by the West back in the day. We have the concept of hakko ichiu. It's like a world under one roof. What was that? Hakko ichiu. I went to the tower in Miyazaki Prefecture before and I made a video, so that's available. But hakko ichiu eigo. Universal Brotherhood. Universal Brotherhood. All eight corners of the world under one roof is the direct translation of Hakoichu to English. But we've had that slogan here in Japan. That was what we were fighting for. And of course, when seen from other countries, that's like expansionism. So I understand how it's seen, but it's not really that. And so it was interesting that the director, is it director? What's that, his name? なんだっけ、アバターの監督の名前なんだっけ？ルカスじゃねえよ。なんだったっけな。キャメロン、ジェームス・キャメロンだっけ？アバター。James Cameron did, yeah? So James Cameron was saying that, yeah, something on the line of like the world becoming one family and so forth. And I, my husband and I, we watched Avatar 1 to review, so that we can watch the second one in the theater. But when we did, we realized that it's very like, in a way, like Asian or like non-Christian. It's like aminism basically. So that was interesting. So I hope that it's not used in a way to spread white guilt, because you could see the movie that way too. Of course, I'm not a fan of colonization, and but at the same time, like when you look at the movie politically, then what you think of is white guilt. So I'm like, like I have mixed feelings. Like, am I supposed to like enjoy the movie as it is, or should I be worried? Like I'm not even white, but like I got distracted. So even thinking about that, even considering that, I realized that white guilt and all this blames, all this shaming towards white people doesn't only does it doesn't only do harm to white people, it does harm us too, the rest of the world. I'd love to see Shinto decorations if you film them for a channel. But oh, good idea. I should go to the city and shoot. Or just shrines, I guess. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Taco Bell is pretty good, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the Santa, but I'm waiting for Santa. I'll be very happy if you could send me a super chat. Yeah, this is what I do. So, is this the last stream of the year? Yes, it is. So,ささどうかな。So January 1st is Sunday here in Japan. Sundays are the days for me to live stream, for you Saturdays for most of you, but Sunday, I think I'm gonna go to my parents' house though. Yeah. But I could quickly make a video or something, I guess. しないかなしないかなうん。 Yeah. So it's gonna be the second stream will be January 9th for you. Mm. My husband and I, we already have a plan of like political activities starting right away in the new year. We're excited about it. It's very like problems are very severe. Problems are occurring in the world. Like those problems are, of course, connected to us. So we are doing activities. But so Japan is such a beautiful country. Much respect from America. Thank you. Same to you. I really enjoy America's culture. Like I wish that I could show what I enjoy of America. Doesn't matter if it's on the right side or left. Like both sides, actually. I embrace the culture. It's very people think, especially the world is, you know, based with based on Western ideas, if especially if you're on the side of free world today. But I find America very unique, you know and it's fun. Like America kind of stuff is so fun. And American people in general, I think that people don't realize it, but Americans are very, very cheerful, very positive. There are, of course, those who are complaining all the time, but still, like, even their protests, for example, are very cheerful, making into a song or fun rhythmical slogans and so on. And yeah, it's interesting how Americans are. You live in Fukuoka, isn't that where the enormous Gundam robot is? Yes. Yes, yes. After Akihabara, yeah, there's a new one in Fukuoka. The actual size. Yeah, maybe one day I'm gonna get on that to, fight against CCP. That'd be fun to make a short film. I could do that, right? Like entertainment is something that can actually change the game. Like entertainment is actually very, very powerful. Like Chinese people, especially Chinese patriots, they watch a lot of propaganda movies in China, and that's how they're brainwashed. That's how they hate Japan. The CCP keeps brainwashing their citizens. So yeah, it's powerful. So we need to do the same. Man, I need to go. Oh, matcha. Merry Christmas. Please give me present, Mrs. Santa. No, you give me. You are richer than me. Yes. Thank you. You're supposed to give me super chat, matcha-san. Super chat. Super chat. A blessed Christmas tied to you and yours, Yoko. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. First, super chat. Where's the next one? Just kidding. Man, how's the economy? Thank you, Smith-san, by the way. Thank you so much. Um, how's the economy for you? Because maybe that's why you can't give me super chat anymore. Oh man. I wish that our like officials would do something, It's so unfair that our officials, like national diet members or politicians in general, or just city hall type of people or bureaucracy, their salary doesn't change, while we are suffering. So that's not good. Like they should experience the same, the ratio. They should experience the same ratio. But then nobody gets to sustain the economy. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how it works. Man, I always get jealous of younger people. It shouldn't be only younger people, but like it just catches my eyes, that they get bonus and they're talking about, oh, my bonus this year might not change or something like that. I'm like, I've never had a bonus before. it's due to my type of job. I was never a full-time worker. I did work full-time, but the contract was different. I was dispatched, or it was part-time, even though I was working full-time. That company, by the way, collapsed though. So evil laugh. But yeah. So my time is when the economy was really bad. So my starting from my husband generation to mine, um, people didn't get to have a job, or even if we did, it was not in a good condition and so forth. So yeah, I am jealous when it comes to that, but I just do what I can. I wanna offer what I do to the world. So I'm here talking to you, and I appreciate every single one of you to come to my stream. Always, always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Uh, yeah, we gotta go. It's 4 o'clock now because I started this stream very late. Uh, Things are getting expensive because of inflation. Food prices are going up here, right? Right. Economy is getting rough in the US. Yes, yes. Economy is shaky due to inflation, right? Yes. It's the world phenomenon now. I wish we could just reset everything. Because isn't it ridiculous, kind of, like, when you think about it? Because, like, we humans are just free living, but we established a society for the better living, and somehow that's suffocating us. So I'm like, why don't we just decide, like, let's just ignore the past 3 years or something. I just like to daydream. You have to daydream sometimes to in order to get through this. I like super chatting, but not all YouTubers are acknowledged super chats, even expensive one. Oh yeah, if you become big, they take it for granted. It's cool that they know their value, but at the same time, I don't want to be that sort of person. And that's why I read every single comment. I shouldn't do that, in order to encourage super chat. I'm supposed to ignore comments, but I'm Japanese. So they always make money even if they don't take their position, salary from lobbyists, and keep. Inflation is out of control here. Owning property is tough, and I believe this is done on purpose. How is home ownership in Japan? Here, most people take out a mortgage loan and get into debt. Yeah, people nowadays still build houses, their own, but there are many that just don't have any houses anymore, or cars. Young people can't afford cars here. Many Americans are in here, and Japanese. You're American, yay! But yeah, I gotta go, guys. Appreciate the glimpse into Japanese culture and you, Yoko, and here. Thank you. Merry Shwanza to you all. I think that was the best this year. There are many gaffes, coming from Biden and so forth. She was just trying so hard. Oh man, just wanted to be nice and massively failed. No, よくして棒刺してなしあげる。どういうこと？ A bonus! Oh my gosh, you're good. Go back to caveman ways. Can you help me import a car? I wish I could. HMU on Twitter. What is that? Yoko said, I have to go. Thank you, guys. Thank you for answering your questions. Yoko, happy holidays. It's always great to hang out. Yes. Same to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye, Yoko. Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to you all. And I don't know like that's the hard part of being Japanese. Like American people at the end of a conversation and so forth, or hanging up the phone, Americans start a mini speech at the end, like, oh, thank you for all this, and I wish you this and that, and blah, 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 and they just say all the amazing speech at the end and then end. But me coming from Japan, I'm like, ah, mata ne. I see you then. That's all I can say. But I really wish. What should I wish? I wish you a very happy Merry Christmas and joyful time with your family and your health. And what else? I don't even know. But all the good times, okay? And very like I really want you to have a good time with your friends and families and stay safe, politically and healthy wise. I mean health wise. Yes. Yes. Or get in touch with those people. Okay, yeah, I know of those people. Never talk to them though, but yes. Thank you. Merry Christmas all. Okay, I'm gonna end here. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. I appreciate you participating all year. Yes, because I remember all the people, in the comment sections. So thank you. And next year, I think the first day I won't do that. So probably January 9th will be the first stream next year. So yes. Oh, and there will be two articles, by the way. I forgot to mention. There will be one from American media and one from like that's an interview done by an American media, and another I wrote an article in English and it's gonna be published soon. I hope maybe next year. I don't know, but it's gonna happen. So when I do, I'm gonna share on Twitter and Facebook. So please follow me if you haven't on Twitter at Random Yoko. Just follow me everywhere, Random Yoko. Okay. Anyway, thank you again, and have a great night. Have a great holiday season, and I will talk to you next year. Bye.